What's up, everybody? DJ Chance here. Now, in this week's episode, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I won't be doing any DJ gear reviews, although I will give a shout out to Rode for this wireless Go microphone in white. This has been a really great little lapel mic, and the white looks really nice up against this black shirt. I'm also a fan of my pod mic. That's what I use for podcasts. What I will do this week is I'm going to do a quick history lesson about my Def Jam Records jacket. Let's just move that pod mic. It's not even plugged in. I mean, it's just a prop right now. This jacket has been with me on tours and events all over the planet with pretty much all of the 80s and 90s hip-hop groups and pioneers and house music people. It wasn't just hip-hop, but my foray into this world came through hip-hop. I was given this jacket by Russel Simmons himself. It was one of four that was given to us wrapped in the plastic at the Zulu DJ MC Clash. And why I find that significant, and you may find interesting, is that's the first battle that DJ Craze won. At 15 years old, I'll put the photo, he wins this battle. He comes up to New York. He came from Florida. I think he came from Miami, if I remember right. And he does something no one's seen before, kind of blew all the DJs out of the water from the time that were established as battle DJs. And at 15, he just wrecks the competition, does things no one's seen before, sounds we hadn't heard before. So I'm wearing this jacket after I get given it, and I'm really proud because this is the official jacket that you get when you're like in the inner circle. So I'm wearing this, he does that thing, and thinking about it, just 6 months prior, I could never have even imagined that that would have happened because I'm from Connecticut. I grew up in Connecticut. I started DJing in 1985, so my icons came from 98.7 KISS, 107.5 WBLS, 92 KTU. So we're talking Red Alert, Marley Marl, the Latin Rascals, Little Louis Vega. So 6 months prior to this jacket being given to me, I knew no one in this industry. The person who was in the room when I got this jacket, TC Islam, may he rest in peace, and Lucky Strike as well, may he rest in peace. TC Islam kind of discovered me, if I could say that, at the end of 93, New Year's Eve 93. So July 17th or 18th, I think it was July 17th of 94, he calls me to come with him to the Fever for Guru's birthday party. This is Guru from Gangstar. So if you can imagine it, these people were iconic. I mean, in Gangstar, this was Gangstar in his prime. So I basically left the phone floating in the air while I arrived to New York from Connecticut before the phone even dropped. And I go to meet him for this event, and it's at the Fever. Not the Fever from Crush Groove, not the original Fever. This is Fever number 2. There were 2 Fevers, if you didn't know. So the one from Crush Groove is not the one I'm talking about. This was the second one Sal Albatiello had. He had to go down the steps and go down there. So I go to this function, and it's at the Fever. So when I'm given this jacket, my mind is thinking, I've been on this amazing journey since the Fever, where I met Fat Joe, Sal Albatiello. It's Guru. Guru didn't even know me. TC introduces me to him, and we have this long, amazing conversation, and he was cool, and Premier is DJing, Fat Joe's on stage, Sal Albatiello's on stage, Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs, the Digging in the Crates crew. It was a wild night. All the hip-hop pioneers, you got Kool Herc, Red Alert, I mean, everybody's in the building. And then here I am, 6 months later, being given a jacket by the guy who the movie Crush Groove is about. So you got the Fever in Crush Groove about Russel Simmons handing me, giving me a jacket, fresh out the plastic. And this is the real deal. This is Irene's Fashions and Storm and Norman. This wasn't something you could go out and buy. This was bespoke. And for a good 20 years, I haven't worn this jacket in a few years, but for a good 20 years, I wore this thing all over the world. In many social media photos and just a couple thousand that I've never scanned that you may never see, some of which contain some people that, there are NDAs about and I can't talk about. But this was there either way for so many things. People that knew me locally know for a fact, they're probably laughing right now because they know I played this jacket out. I wore it everywhere. It didn't matter what the occasion was, whether it was appropriate or not. Was this on me when it was raining and I didn't have an umbrella, or had coats with hoods and had umbrellas? Did I grab this anyway? Absolutely. Was this on the beach in 98? No, it was Winter Music Conference 99. Was I wearing this when Armand Van Helden's blasting some drum and bass and kind of people wondering what this music was? Sure, but it was hot in March in Miami. But you know, there's a sea breeze, so I think it was warranted. I just wanted to show off the jacket. I really did. You know, I wanted people to think I was somebody, and they used to. People would come up to me, and I had nothing to give them, really. I'd give them a mixtape, you know, no Def Jam real credentials. Even though I used to get direct music service from Def Jam, from Columbia Records, actually, because Def Jam is under Columbia's umbrella as well as J&J Records. So I used to get direct music service from them, and that was 12-inch records, not the DMS you're thinking of, not direct music service, the subscription music service. So I used to get that from them directly back then from a lot of labels. And sometimes when I wore this at events where it was at Rocksteady Park, or it was at the Rucker, or Zulu Anniversary, or a DJ Expo, this was a conversation piece. People come up and talk to me, and I'd give them a little bit of history of who I was, give them cards, give them my credentials, and it opened up more doors for me. So when I got to work with DJ Craze again later with Stanton, I worked with Stanton. I was one of what they called a Stanton Artist Group, which was a group of DJs that went out and would show off Stanton products. Craze was one of them. Craze had his own mixer at the time. He had the SA12 mixer that had a removable effects unit. And that mixer was pretty much the Vestax PMC37, but with a removable effects unit. He also had a needle. DJ Craze also had a needle. It was based on the Stanton 500, but his had a clear stylus on it, and it was the DJ Craze version. I'm trying to think what else. There was a couple other things, but anyway, I was one of those DJs. He was one of the DJs, and I got to see him at so many of the Zulu anniversaries and stuff, where consequently he would play drum and bass style sets. So here it is. If you can put this all together with me, follow this journey, you got me at the Fever is Crush Groove about Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons give me the jacket. The day DJ Craze wins his first battle. DJ Craze goes on to be world famous. I'm with this jacket everywhere. I get to work with Stanton. Craze is part of Stanton. I'm promoting his products. He's doing drum and bass in his sets. My buddy that discovered me, TC, is the godfather of the hip step massive and jungle music. So he's the one that knows this genre, and you know he knows Armand Van Helden, and shout out to Vanessa Van Helden, to his sister, who I haven't seen in many years. And then Armand's in the Winter Music Conference playing drum and bass, something no one had ever heard of really in the United States. And that becomes a thing, becomes an introduction. And I'm wearing this jacket through all of this stuff. Never mind my own things, but I'm wearing it as through this part of history. And this jacket has seen some action, much of which I can't disclose. But there are some photos on my social media of me with a lot of these 80s, 90s hip-hop and R&B groups, and some freestyle people, and Sal Albatiello. Good old Sal. Remember when he was in Tougher Than Leather? That's just a random thing. Tougher Than Leather, movie, Run DMC. You go look it up, you'll find it. But anyway, all that to me meant a lot. So now that this jacket is going back home, it's sold to somebody in Queens, by the way. I feel like it's given me emotions. And now I'm going to be sad to see it go, but it doesn't fit me anymore. I'm a much more robust individual than I was in the 90s. So it doesn't fit me anymore, and I'm probably going to be getting rid of this. I'll probably be auctioning off this Shore M44-7 jersey that I have too. Because, you know, the M44s, that's the icon. I should probably sell one of the needles too. I should probably get rid of a head shell and the thing with the shirt. No, I'm not going to do that. This is my only set. This is a new set. Fairly new, and I have one set of tips, and since they're not making them anymore, I think I'm going to leave that right there and just auction off this jersey. So anyway, I just wanted to give a quick little history on this jacket, and you know, I'm going to miss it, but it's going back to New York, so that's a good thing. It's not going across the world anywhere where I may never see it. especially now.
Unspecified virus of unknown origin.
Leave any comments in the comment section below. Let me know. Maybe you were there at some of these functions, because I have seen videos of some of these functions on YouTube, very grainy videos, kind of like the ones I have. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I didn't bore you all that much. Click like and subscribe if you liked it. Put comments in the comment section. I appreciate any feedback that I get. All the positivity and love I've been getting from everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.